Hi, it's Mike Winkler at Medical College of Georgia. I'm going to work on the TAVR case for the axis portion, and I'll try to do it the full fancy way and not take too much time. The first thing I'm going to do is hold down the middle mouse button and pull toward me. That reduces the size, and I'm going to scroll here on the axial view using the middle and left mouse to change the icon to a scroll icon. I'm going to click on CPR, make sure it's on auto, hold down shift, click on the right common femoral artery. That did a good job. Now I'm going to do the same on the left common femoral artery. That worked too. I'm going to come up here. Well, I'll come up this way. And we'll do the same thing with the right subclavian. That worked. Left subclavian. Not so much. Let's try it again. Try it again. Nope. We'll do the left carotid. Okay, well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. We'll hit extract. Good. Put that on gray. I'm going to double click on the object space window and window level a little bit. Delete some of the data we don't need. Go to region of interest clone, switch to auto and full resolution, and this is semi-automated region of interest growing. That helped with the right carotid. Yep. We'll grow from, first I'm going to turn on the mask. We'll switch this back to a 2-on-2 view so we can double oblique for the vessel of interest. That always helps when region of interest going. I'm going to click Add Select. By the way, you hold down the Shift and Control keys to grow. Oh. We don't want to grow into the adjacent brachiocephalic vein if we can help it. You can grow either from the oblique planes or from the volume rendering itself. While we're here, we'll do a little bit more trimming. I'm holding down Shift and the left mouse key to use the freehand trimming tool. I'm going to hit Reset, and window and level a little bit again. Back to region of interest growing. It went into the veins. So the data here, the contrast to noise is just so. It gets the job done, but could have been better. Yep, that's not working well for me. I'm holding down Alt and clicking on the area I'm interested in so that I can do a double oblique. Oops. To keep growing the vessel of interest. Again, this is shift and control, hold, left mouse clicker, hold, and then you can roll the wheel back and forth to add in data. Okay, that's going to require some trimming. Now the other thing I could have done is denoise this data. In fact, let's do that. I'll click batch. Switch from radial to parallel. Fit to axial. Switch to thick MPR. We're going to capture with a 512 matrix. We'll do a thickness of 0.8. Slice increment of 0.6. I'm going to change the filter here to full strength eye gentle. I'm not going to do anything particularly tricky here. Make the field of view just a little bit bigger. Okay. And I'm going to hit output. So as soon as it's done and I have the data reloaded, I'm going to pause here, and then once it's done, I'll start again. It's just to stay HIPAA compliant too, because I have to go back to the main list. Okay, we're back now with some rudimentary noise reduction. Okay, again, we will, it's just looking at some incidental stuff. We'll start out with the curve planar reformat tool, the automated tool. Okay, good. Good. holding down Shift to get that crosshair to appear, and then left clicking. Okay, it didn't work. Well, come back here to 2x2 and get in plane. It's still on auto. There it goes. Nice. We'll come back to 2x2. Clicking on the right carotid. That worked as well. Yeah, it's going better this time, which is what one would expect. Hit reset. Up we go. Here's the subclavian. That worked. And that worked. So it all worked this time. Now we'll hit extract. And that was utilizing the iGentle filter. So now we have a volume rendering just of the stuff we want. Now, I'm not particularly interested in the heart in this case. So I'm going to rotate my field of view here. And we can trim that part. Just try to get this done here. It's important with the iliofemoral arteries to show the iliac bifurcation and the femoral artery bifurcation. So just growing a little bit of that in. It's part of how you determine your boundaries. I also like to show a portion of the inferior epigastric artery or circumflex iliac. Just putting on a different mask for the background to show a bit of the tortuosity. And then we could touch up the calcium map here. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Just trying to get out of here because we have a manuscript due for the lab. All right. If you switch to bone and turn off the other mask, sometimes that'll work a little bit better. Again, I'm holding down Shift and Control for region of interest growing. And turn this back on. Okay, let's finish these measurements first. pause the video so that I can save. Okay, back. So as I move this sliding line, I'm just looking for narrow places. Then I'm going to measure the least internal dimension of the vessel as I move through it. D for the ability to do a distance. Okay, that's 3 there. We'll do a distance down here. That's the last distance for the right iliofemoral artery. Now we will arrange them in a logical way, the measurements that is. Switch to the other leg. Holding the middle mouse down and holding is what magnifies your images. To the external iliac now. I'm certainly sleepy. I may have to go get a cup of coffee here in a sec. Another distance here. Excellent. So those are the iliofemoral arteries. Okay, I'm going to take a break here for a cup of coffee, and then I'll come back and finish this off. Okay, back, now armed with the coffee. All right, so
my laptop has decided.
Turn back on our lines here.
What is the view called where you're following like a vessel like this?
Curve planar reformat. And it is really cool. exactly. And that's because the way it works is whatever the orient, you have to
Yeah,
you have
So
to
get that little
relink
line.
it. But it starts scanning wherever the line is. It samples across the screen parallel to the bottom at every subvoxel point along the line, and then it places each of those samples incrementally along here to make this picture.
Yeah.
So if the green line is traveling from bottom to top, it comes up with essentially a coronal. But if it moves off to the side or backward or forward, then you get mirror image artifacts because it's sampling up and then sampling down through the same territory. And it ends up longer than the original thing, which is why it's called a stretched curved planar reformat. So that's still too hot to drink. Okay, well, let's keep measuring here. Yeah. I'm running out of time today, so I'm not going to be too fussy. We'll just, that's the axillary measurement. We'll do a measurement here for distal subclavian. Right there is where the internal mammaries come off. So we'll do it now. It's ectatic here at the origin of that internal mammary. Yeah, so we'll measure just past it. And then one proximal measurement. And we're going through the motions here because I believe that the iliofemoral arteries were adequate.
Well, then I'm curious, for these, you're doing like a proximal, medial, distal kind of measurement.
Yes.
Do they carry out each one, or do they just carry out the minimum of them, or do they carry out
The minimum,
Okay.
because that's what that's what would interfere with the sheath coming in or out. We're comparing it to the diameter of a sheath, and the sheath is going to be caught up on the minimum diameter, not the maximum diameter.
Okay.
So excellent question. It's good. It's good to have somebody sitting here asking questions, actually. Okay. Let's do a measurement here. Now, let's turn that.
I read about it, a friend, I go, oh my God, what is
I'm going to trim this a little bit.
I think that's pretty cool. Your heart can work with just one chamber, 2 valves.
Yeah, I look at something, there's ASD, position, Greenland,
Anyway, come back to this template. Okay.
Probably to try to protect the, what's called, try to protect the,
Oops.
common artery.
Yeah, not sure.
Like, no, it's otherwise they bend, they take them like young.
Well,
It's not, make it growing, that vertical, more long, more strong, get more strong, and then even,
Hey, Han Ping,
yeah.
what do you think of, Steve's would have a good voice for TV, don't you think? Excellent.
Sure, sure.
Is it Sean or Steve? Sean.
Sean.
Yeah. Sean say, in a world without laws.
World without laws.
Yeah, there. Yeah,
I thought you were forcing him to say the same thing.
that's funny.
Yeah.
I got a son with a super low voice,
Oh yeah.
and
Procedure.
the kids at his high school nicknamed him the narrator.
The narrator.
Yeah.
He's got a job lined up then, I guess.
Well,
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, guys. When we're like high school and stuff, I always find like you got deeper. Answer the phone and feel like asking for my father and if he goes to me. I'm like, nope.
if we really get serious about doing instructional videos, maybe we'll have you come and I'll just post-process and you can talk.
I still need to learn your technique, like this very fancy.
Yeah.
I got a good one print out around the wall. It's very beautiful.
Yeah. Well, we're not doing anything perfect today. Here's a little narrow spot. All right.
Yeah, look. And that one, so why does it look so like see-through? Is that just because there's low flow through, or I guess not as much?
Oh, it's all dependent on what we do with
Oh, okay.
the pseudocolor.
I see.
It's not real color.
The pseudocolor is still about baseline density, right? Like the Helmsfield units.
It's based on it, but I can manipulate it
Nice.
quite a bit. So there's, we'll do this for mid here. Just come.
It's interesting like how much, like some things it can do really well on its own, like selecting circles. And some things it's not, and then following some vessels. Other things it's got some cool features.
Yeah, so one of the things we work on in the laboratory is noise reduction. And it gets to be real important.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I was looking at too. On a lot of our CT scans of internal medicine is like, you know, I was watching the body room too. There's like the base image, I guess, and then the IMR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the IMR is a form of Phillips' proprietary iterative reconstruction.
Yeah, so they call
And
it.
yeah, it's not good. So that's one of the things I've been, out of necessity, working on here is iterative reconstruction that would be a little bit better. Okay, that one goes there.
Something I'd be super interested in working on. Actually, sounds like a really cool kind of thing.
So this one is the axillary.
Distally.
These are the subclavians. Those are the other subclavians. And this, and this is the innominate. So for the subclavians, it's proximal, mid, and distal, and that's axillary. So let's see what a picture of this looks like. So the pictures get distorted. Now one thing is because when I did the noise reduction, I changed the matrix to a less high resolution matrix. I have to change it back now. Okay, well that works.
Quite curious. The error reconstruction, from what I understood, it seems it's largely like limited by computational kind of.
Well, we've already moved past it to AI reconstruction, both, well, to AI-based reconstruction. What is going on here? Well, that's that. Better pause this.